Hello, everyone. Today I'd like to speak about something that I get asked often, and recently I've had a lot of inquiries about this, and that is the way to overcome fear. So people will reach out to me and say, how do I overcome my fear of? And then there are different scenarios, obviously, but I always go back to having to re-educate them about fear. Fear is not just a word. Fear is an emotion. Fear is based on something. Fear is our brain's way of telling us that we are uncomfortable in a certain situation. And so how do we grow? We grow from uncomfortable places. And when we're out of our comfort zone, it gives us that push, that force to really step up the game and to prove to ourselves that we can do it and that we're worthy of doing it and that we deserve it. And oftentimes there is success when you apply everything you have towards overcoming that fear. And no, it's not always easy. No, it's not always quick, but it is doable and it's manageable. And as long as you understand, just like everything else, anything that you need to overcome, you need to understand. Anything that you want to conquer, you need to understand. So this is just one of those things. And fear itself is an emotion. Fear can come from the unknown. Fear often comes from the unknown. So it comes from places that we've either been to, so we know that an experience has led us to be fearful of something, or maybe we've witnessed something, we've seen somebody else go through it and we're afraid to end up in the same place, or we're afraid to even try. We're afraid of success. What happens on the other side of that? What are people going to say? What are people going to think? How am I going to react? How will my life change? How will my relationships be impacted? These are all legitimate fears, but they need to be put into context and they need to be looked at one at a time, and we need to eliminate them, right? Because we need to move forward. So when it comes to fear, when I do my coaching, my clients know that I always teach them to look at it not as a word and not as a negative emotion, but rather as an acronym. And so it's like a ladder, right? So fear for me stands for forget everything and refocus. Forget everything that you've known in the past that leads you to that fear. Forget everything that you may have heard. Forget everything that you may have explored and brought you to this point where you feel like that fear is holding you back. And the second part of that is refocus. You need to add that focus. You need to look at everything again and recalculate. You need to just look at yourself and say, okay, so I have this fear. I don't understand it. Let's figure out what's causing it and then deal with it and move forward. And that's really what it's all about. That is how you overcome the fear. You need to identify what is causing it. It could be something simple or it could be something a little bit more complicated, but you won't know until you try. And so that is the best way that I can explain how to overcome the fear. There's no magic formula. Everyone's fear is different. What you might be afraid of, somebody else may find very easy. What you might find, very encouraging might scare somebody else. Again, there are different reasons for fears, and some people do have phobias, and I'm not minimizing that at all, but that is a totally different topic. And for this particular, video and for what we're discussing, it is a fear of doing something for yourself. It is a fear of doing something for your career maybe, or starting a business, whatever you need, whatever personal requirement you have to overcoming your fear. So feel free to message me if you require more information on this, or if you're interested in learning more about my Overcoming Fear program. And as always, if you can like this video, if you do like it, please like it and share it and subscribe to the channel. And sharing is caring. You never know whose life you're going to touch or who might need to hear these encouraging words at this moment. So please go ahead, hit that button, subscribe, like it, share it, and we'll see you next time.